What is up, everybody? Doomwake here. Welcome back to another modern video on the channel. As always, before we continue, be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. I hope you guys have been enjoying the Modern Horizons 2 content because it's been a blast over the past couple of weeks. There's been a ton of support on the channel, so thank you again, as always, for that. And today, we have some more Modern Horizons 2 stuff. As you can see in front of us, we have a Merfolk deck. So this list I grabbed from Nikachu. I believe he top 16 the challenge on Saturday. Nikachu, for those of you who aren't aware, is a very good content creator, YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and he primarily focuses on Merfolk content. He's basically the pioneer for modern Merfolk. So if you're looking for some more Merfolk content, definitely go ahead and check him out as well. And that's where I stole this list from. I usually would tend to trust him when it comes to Merfolk decks, so we're gonna try his list out here. So this is pretty straightforward. It's gonna be a shorter deck tech. So Lord of Atlantis, Master of the Pearl Triad. Merfolk is a deck that's been around for ages upon ages. I think it really burst onto the scene when this was printed. I think it was an M 2012 or 2011 was its first printing. But basically, the concept is simple. You have 12 Merfolk lords. All your creatures are Merfolk, so you have 30 creatures in your deck. They're all Merfolk. Play a bunch of creatures, play some lords, pump up your creatures. Not a whole lot going on here. I will note that this is our non-creature spells here, other than Aether Vial, of course, but Aether Vial is the best card, probably the best card in the deck. We're choosing to go with 3 copies of Chalice of the Void, 3 copies of Force of Negation. Ever since Force got printed, it's been kind of a mainstay in Merfolk, but good against control, good against combo. Chalice is really good in the format right now. And also, even though you have 1 mana spells in your deck, you have Aether Vial to cheat them into play, which can get around the Chalice, and you also have Cavern of Souls. So you can freely Chalice on 1 and not worry about not being able to cast your spells. But yeah, Chalice on 1, very good against all the food decks, like they have Underworld Cookbook and a bunch of stuff like that, so it's good against those decks. Force of Negation, good against like Cascade, like Rhinos and Living End. Good against control, because the control decks are typically playing Dam over Supreme Verdict now, which is pretty good for these Merfolk decks, because now you can actually force their sweeper, as opposed to when they played Supreme Verdict, can't be countered, so you couldn't force their sweeper. So that is one thing that's definitely a positive for the little fishies over here. And then again, we have our 12 Lords, nothing fancy there. 3 Merfolk Trickster. Enters the battlefield. The nice thing about Merfolk Trickster right now, it's a 2/2 flash. When it enters the battlefield, you tap an opponent's creature and it loses all abilities. Constructs that are created off of Scion of Urza are 0/0 creatures that have +1/+1 that granted the ability. This creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact. So when you Trickster a construct token, it is now a 0/0 creature with no abilities, which means it just dies. So that's really cool. Cool thing about Trickster. Hopefully we get to showcase that. 3 copies of Silver Guild Adept, pretty much a mainstay. 2 mana, 2/1, draw a card. Not much to say there. 1 drops, Commend a Speaker, 1 mana, 2/2. Pretty straightforward. We'll just go over the 2 new cards here. So Tide Shaper, this is kind of the creature version of Spreading Seas. It's kind of nice that, so if you think about it, like the Merfolk decks used to play Spreading Seas, giving your opponent an island is important because you have 8 creatures in your deck that say your creatures have Island Walk, which is unblockable if your opponent has an island. So giving your opponent an island is pretty important. The nice thing about Tide Shaper is Spreading Seas was 2 mana, enchant land, make your thing an island, draw a card, right? This is, if you pay the kicker, 2 mana for a 2/2, make your thing an island. So it's sort of like Spreading Seas in the same vein that it's 2 mana, you're drawing a card while also making a land an island. The card you're drawing, however, is always a 2/2, whereas when you cast Spreading Seas, it's a random card. Could be a Vial, could be an unnecessary land, could be an extra copy of Chalice of the Void. So you're always drawing a spell. That's the way to think about that. It's like Spreading Seas, but you're always drawing a spell. So nice little new addition here. And then what I believe is probably the single most impactful card to be printed into a set for Merfolk in quite some time. This card is really powerful. It is legendary, so kind of have to realize that, but it's so powerful that it's definitely worth playing 4 copies. Svyelun of Sea and Sky, so it's a 3/4 for 3. Indestructible as long as you control 2 other Merfolk, which our deck is all Merfolk, so that's not going to be very difficult to accomplish. Whenever it attacks, draw a card, stapled on card advantage, and Other Merfolk you control have Ward 1, so that means that whenever one of your Merfolks becomes the target of a spell or ability, counter that spell or ability unless its controller pays 1. So it's like a tax if your opponent wants to Lightning Bolt your Master of the Pearl Trident or something like that. Very, very powerful card, hard to kill, card advantage, pretty straightforward. But one of the more impactful printings for Merfolk since I can't even remember, probably Force of Negation, but it's been a while. Mana base, nothing fancy here. Mutavaults, Caverns, sack lands, green sources that allow you to cast Command Speaker and Mistbinder. Sideboard I'll go over pretty quickly here. Cursed Totem, which is for Heliod, Hardened Scales. I'm trying to think. There's probably some other matchups where this comes up. An additional copy of Force Negation and Chalice of the Void for when those are good, like Control and Death Shadow for Chalice, things like that. Relic for your graveyard decks. Tidebinder Mage and Harbinger of the Tides, which are one of Merfolk's biggest weaknesses is larger creatures, and Tidebinder Mage and Harbinger of the Tides sort of help you circumvent that. Harbinger can bounce, a tap Tarmogoyf. Tidebinder can lock down a Tarmogoyf, so those are mainly what those are for. Mistcaller, which is 1 mana, 1/1, sacrifice it until end of turn. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. So your Feasting Troll Kings, your Vengevines, your Bloodghast, Prized Amalgams, there's a bunch of things that this does. Emrakul Through the Breach, there's a lot of applications for this card. And then Suspend, which is another new card. One blue mana, exile a creature and put 2 time counters on it. So it kind of just gets rid of it for a couple turns. Sort of in the same vein as Tidebinder and Harbinger, just helps you get rid of a bigger creature that might be causing you some problems. So that is the little deck tech there. Again, let's just get right into it. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 1. Alrighty, YouTube, we're back here for round number 1, League with Merfolk. We're on the draw, and we don't have a 1 mana play. We don't have a second colored source to cast any of these 3, and Chalice is pretty bad on the draw as is. So I'm going to go ahead and ship this. Now we have no lands. Alright, this one's going to have to do. Put back Island Mutavault, I think. Sand is not great, but it is what we have been given. Islands, Springleaf Drum. So it looks like this is Affinity, yeah, I was going to say. Alright, Affinity, they also didn't attack with Gingerbread, that might have been a misclick. Affinity is generally not a good matchup, I would tend to believe. Saga, Thoughtcast. Memnite, Frog. They also have a Thought Monitor? Oh, I think they have a Thought Monitor, but they were short on casting it. Alright, well, attack for 3. They do have an island, so that's nice. We don't have to worry about them not having an island. So maybe we can win this race. Not very likely, but take 2. They're just gonna make a Saga token. I would imagine Saga token is what their turn is going to be, although I think they have Thought Monitor, because they tried to cast a spell last turn. Alright, so Mutavault Master. That's 7 damage, they go to 10, and then we have lethal next turn. Do I have to block? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they're gonna get Shadow Spear though. Oh, Shadow Spear's gonna be tough. I mean, the real question is, do I have any other plays? Right? Like, I think my hand is forced. Like, yeah, they might get Shadow Spear, but I can't do anything. Like, my only other option would be to, like, play Waterlog Grove and sack it, but I don't think that's a winning line. So I just have to shove. I can present a lethal attack next turn, but I assume they're going to get a Shadow Spear off of the Urza Saga. They're going to get to equip the Construct with it and hit me for a lot of lifelink damage. Okay, they're activating Saga. I mean, they just, unless they maybe, okay, I was gonna say maybe they don't have Shadow Spear main deck, but okie dokie. So we get smacked for 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh man. If we draw a Lord, we're gonna be 1 damage short. That's so crazy. 19, 4. Or wait. 4, 8, 9, 12, 12. Yeah, we're 1 damage short, right? Oh, that's so crazy. 4, 7, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's so tough. 1 damage short. Well, I guess I could have sacked Waterlog Road, but I don't have any outs, so. Man, 1 damage short, huh? 1 damage short. That's tough. That is tough. So close. So close. Man. Alright, game 2. Chalice is really good against Affinity on the play. You can just name 0, and sometimes their hand just doesn't function through a Chalice on 0. Suspend is decent against Saga, so I might want that. And Harbinger, also decent against Saga. Force is pretty bad. So I'm going to cut the Forces. Totem doesn't do anything. Relic, no. Mage, no. Mistcaller, no. So maybe I want these Harbingers. This is 62. Maybe cut like a Tide Shaper. Svyelun is a little expensive against them. I'm thinking I'm going to trim on Svyelun. Let's try this. Kind of have to be just hyper aggressive in this matchup. We don't have a lot of play. Basic Island, 2 Kumena Speakers. Don't think I can keep this. Alright, to 5 we go. That was also a mull to 5 last game, and we only came up 1 point short, so. Pretty unfortunate, but I don't think there was really anything else we could have done that game. Our hand just kind of played itself. This hand is not very good, but I think I'm just keeping both the Lords. I'm going to keep Suspend, Land, and 2 creatures. I'm just trying to think of what 2 creatures I want to keep. I think I'm going to keep both the Lords. I think it's higher upside. Higher upside on a mull to 5. We kind of just have to hope to get lucky. They brought in Pithing Needle. That I am fine with. They chose to name Mutavault. Incoming drawing Mutavault. Alright, I got frogs. Frogs. Alright, 2 mana 2/2. You're up. What you got? Memnite. They don't have colored mana, but they Shadow Spear? Maybe beatable. Okay. Alright. Let's cast that. Attack for 3. I mean, this isn't the worst position. And we have Suspend if they kind of go a little ham. Suspend is decent against Saga. Maybe Suspend should not be in this matchup, but... Well, they're just doing that. I think I can live with it. I'll just take 3. Yeah, I'm just going to cast this. Attack for 8. Now they can't even attack with the Frogmite either. Just block it with a 4/4. This is not too bad. Their draw does not seem very good. They found colored mana, which means Galvanic Blast, maybe? I want to suspend my own thing? I think so. So I go to 14, suspend this. They attack for 6. I go to 8. Okay, so let's do some math. 14, suspend that, take 6, go to 8. 1 counter. I have 2 3/3s. They gain 3, go to 14. I attack for 6. They go to 8. Man, I think I have to suspend it. I think I have to. I'm on such low resources that I think I need the Lord. So we take 6, go to 8. They can also start chump blocking with Ornithopters if they want to, which they might do this turn, but... Okay. That was probably the best draw in my deck. So now I can just shove for 6. And then play that, which also blanks this. Yeah, that was a really good draw. Alright, they're choosing not to chump block quite yet, which kind of makes sense. And I think I'm going to just... Like, do the zeros even accomplish anything at this point? Like, what does playing Chalice on 0 do for me? It stops Memnite, which I don't care about, stops Ornithopter, whatever. Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to it, because maybe if I brick next turn, I'll play it on 1 to stop, like, future Galvanic Blasts. Alright, they drew Glimmer Void, so they have no attacks now. And we get our Lord back, which is dope. Okay, they're off it. Didn't think I was going to win that game. They just kept the hand without a payoff, I guess. Seems like that's what happened that game. Let's see. Tidebinder, no. Mistcaller, no. Svyelun was good that game, but it is 3 mana. I think it's our most expensive card. These are the last 2 cards that I cut. Do I even want Chalice in the draw? What else would even be better, though? Like the Svyelun, the Tide Shaper, and the rest of my sideboard is just nonsense. Alright, I'll just do this. Maybe I could do like 1 less Chalice. Nah, I'll do this. Chalice on 1 is still not bad because they have Galvanic Blast. On the play, you're much more likely to name 0. And on the draw, they just play all their zeros before you get a turn. So on the draw, Chalice on 0 doesn't really do much. So that's why it's much weaker on the draw, but it's still okay. They have Galvanic Blast. You can name 1. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. But it serves a purpose. Serves a purpose. Just waiting on our opponent here. Not sure what's going on over there. Alright, we're back. We got a land, we got a vial, and I got some creatures. I'll keep. This guy's not too bad. Not too bad. But sometimes you just get run over by affinity when you're on the draw, regardless of how good your hand is. Well, I got a vial. That's all I got. Pass it back to them. Maybe they kept a hit in their hand without a payoff. No, looks like a Thought Monitor. That's not good. That's not good. Jeez. Jeez. Alright, what is my plan this game? I don't have a good plan. I don't have a good plan. Probably have to just start playing Lords. can violate a Tide Shaper. Oh, the Tide Shaper can... No, it can't eat one of those guys because they don't have an island. Could Trickster something. If I play a Lord this turn, Vial in Tide Shaper. Next turn, tick up Vial, Vial and Mistbinder, kick Tide Shaper on a land, start beating down. So if that's the case, I'd rather play Mistbinder first. Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. Because then what I'm going to do is Vial and Tide Shaper, untap, tick Vial up to 2, Vial and Master, kick Tide Shaper, target a land, so now my things have unblockable, and I can smash for 6. Right? Try and race. What on earth is this? Nettle Cyst. Okay. Might be raceable. Maybe. Alright, I gotta take 4 here. I don't think I can trade. Does this change things? Well, this means I have to play Merfolk Trickster this turn, right? Yeah. I just tap this. Well, I guess it means that... Still taking this up to 2, I think. I guess it would have worked out a little bit better had I played Master first. Because then what I could have done is go kick Tide Shaper, target a land, attack for 2, then Violin the Trickster on their turn. I mean, they're on 0 cards, so this game is still winnable. It's not going to be easy, but it's still winnable. Because I can't get in an attack this turn unless I suspend the Germ token and then force them to spend mana to move. And then I Trickster. So I can suspend the Germ token, Violin Lord, or just cast Lord, attack. They take 6. Yeah, I actually think that line's not too bad. So let's go suspend this. I actually like this line. Cast Merfolk, attack for 6, and then I can Violin Trickster on whatever they equip the Nettle Cyst on. I actually like that line. It ends up kind of spewing the suspend just to get in 6 damage. But I think it's still not too bad. Okay, that's fine. Go to combat. Tap that. The nice thing about holding back the Tide Shaper is they might think they might like tap out thinking they get a block, but they're not going to get a block this turn because I can kick Tide Shaper, make their land an island. I still don't have lethal though. I need to find a Lord because right now I'm only showing 13, but they're at 14. Might have been better. Maybe it was better to just not cast Suspend. The only thing about not casting Suspend is my hand is basically forced next turn anyways. They just don't have to move the equipment. They can just keep it on the thing, and I'm either in the Abyss or I have to deal with the token somehow. So I think there's a good chance that I just end up having to deal with the token anyways. And if that's the case, I might as well just get in 6 damage. Because I'm just going to have to cast a Suspend on that thing regardless. This game's still pretty close, though. This has been an interesting game. The first 2 games were not terribly interesting, but this game has been for sure. Not sure what they're thinking about. I guess they're thinking about floating mana with the drum. to bounce something with the spell bomb. Maybe they bricked. They get greedy and bounce their own thought monitor. And then replay it, then they just die to a lord. Because remember, they don't know about the Tide Shaper. They don't know that we can make their land an island. They might think they get a block, but I'll take 2. That's fine. Can live with that. I would not like to tick this up. I guess we are still... Ooh, never mind. Never mind. That was an absurd draw. That might just seal it up. That might just seal it up. Because I can just suspend whatever the Nettle Cyst is on. And the best they could do is bounce the Master, but then I can just put it back in before blocks. So that doesn't do anything. I guess they could bounce the Tide Shaper, and then I won't necessarily want to replay it. But then it's still a 2-turn clock either way. So I don't think that matters. Alright, they go to 3. And then we just suspend the Ornithopter. I have to wait until they go to attacks, because I need to not have them not remove the Nettle Cyst. Definitely got a little lucky this game. Definitely got a little lucky this game. Little luck never hurt. So we'll go to 9. Let's see what their card is. Alright, so they're dead. Look dead to me. I guess they can bounce Thought Monitor. No. Choose to not take up the vial. Go to attacks. Attack. They bounce this. I put it back in before blocks. I believe they are dead. Unless I'm missing something. Because again, they can bounce the Master, but still holding priority still before blocks. I can just put it back in. That's why I did not take up the vial. Alright, they're off it. That was a sweet game. We definitely got very lucky and drew the second suspend, but also I guess a Trickster would have done it, or a Harbinger. So we had a decent number of outs there, but yeah, that was a sick game. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 2. Alright, everybody, back here for round number 2. Merfolk time. Opponent has 80 cards. We have a land and a vial. Chalice not the best against 80 cards, but land, vial, creatures. I think I'm going to keep this. Could be taxes, could be... I don't know. There's a bunch of different stuff they could be. Maybe there's some consideration to running out of Chalice on 0 there. But if somehow Chalice on 1 is relevant and they like remove the first one, I wouldn't mind having a second one on 1, so... Like here I'm just going to play out the Chalice. So I got nothing else to do with my mana. And I have Vial anyways, so... Nice little protection if they have, you know, Path to Exile, Lightning Bolt, stuff like that. Worth noting, they can Prismatic Ending the Chalice, so if they have, let's say, you know, if they have 2 lands in play, even though they could Prismatic Ending the Chalice X equals 0, that would get countered by the Chalice. However, if they spend an extra mana on it, it still would die, but they just pump extra mana into the Prismatic Ending. Forest, Stomping Ground, Wrenn and 6. Okay. Get back that. Meta Speaker. Tick up Vial to 2. Wouldn't mind drawing a second Lord here. Do I want to play out the first Lord? Yeah, I think I do. I guess I'll just attack Wrenn. Should I even attack Wrenn? Just not sure how much I care about it. I guess I will. Just gonna Vial in the Trickster in the turn. Alright, so it looks like Niv. I had to guess. Yeah, this has got to be Niv. Notably, they cannot cast Kaya's Guile or Teferi this turn because they have Forest Stomping Ground. So that is worth noting. Maybe they're not Niv. No, they gotta be Niv. I think Niv is the only deck that plays Pillar that I've seen. What's this? Colligan's Command? Sure. So they're gonna probably blow up the Vial, make me discard. I have a second Chalice anyways, so I don't care about the discard. They're killing the Lord. Also fine. So I can still kill Ren. Ooh, try and mana screw them. Just make this an island. Another thing is, we know that they have Prismatic Vista in hand, so they would have red, green, blue. They can get basic planes off Vista and still play Omnath. Oh no, I can't even cast the Tight Shaper because of the Chalice. Never mind. Okay. Never mind. So we're not going to do that. Ren, you. So we need to find... I guess I could cycle into Cavern. Okay, no. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, Kicker does not change the converted mana or the mana value of the spell, converted mana cost. I'm going to call it converted mana cost. So even though you're paying an extra mana with the Kicker, it's still mana cost is still 1, so it would still get countered for under the Chalice for 1. So even though it looks like you're casting a 2 mana spell, it's still only a 1 mana converted mana cost. All right, what do they got? Let's see. We probably can't beat an Omnath, and by probably I mean definitely can't beat an Omnath. To be fair, we can't really beat much. We just have to play our cards and hope it's somehow good enough. It's probably not going to be, but... What's this? Red, blue, green. Prismari Command, maybe? Deal 2, Shatter. Probably, yeah. Deal 2, make a treasure. I guess they just don't care about the Chalice. See what they got. I'm having some trouble tapping their mana. There we go. Teferi Time Raveler. Pretty close to packing this one in. Black, white, red. Still have 4 cards in their hand plus a Yorion. Alright, well, people always yell at me for conceding early, so I'll play it out. Trickster, go. Mm-hmm. Bounce my Trickster. I think my out is hope their computer crashes. Also, nice Chalice. Chalice almost certainly coming out in this matchup. They should have more Teferis. Alright, are we having fun? Put the bird in the hand. Your move. Fetch Misty Rainforest. I mean, we just can't even beat the Yorion. Alright. I'm done wasting my time. Next game. Chalice, Stinky. Force, I think, is decent. It's good again. It's good at countering Teferi, and you can also tag Bring to Light if they don't have Teferi, or if you can pressure Teferi. Let's bring in 2 more cards. Mistcaller, no. Suspend, no. Maybe Tidebinder Mage? I guess Suspend can maybe answer a Niv or an Omnath temporarily. This matchup seems really bad. Like, really, really bad. Alright, we're on the play. I got a Vial, so I'll keep. It's about as good as we can ask for. I got a Misty. No 1-mana play. Okay. I think I'm just going to go this, reveal Speaker, and then end step the Speaker. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I guess this is worse if they have Ren and 6. Maybe I'm supposed to play a Lord first, just so I don't get Rend, and then I can add up next turn. Maybe. Or they just have Fatal Push? That's fine by me. That is fine by me. So now they have Ren and 6, but we can kill Ren because I can just go Speaker and then put in 2 Lords. So this is actually more than fine for us. We basically got... I wonder... They must have not had the Ren and 6. Because I feel like they wouldn't have traded a Fatal Push for that if they had the Ren and 6. They would have just Ren the Silvergill, right? At least I think so. Or they just want me to tap out? I do think it is worth killing the Ren right now. That's why I'm choosing to do all this in my main phase. So maybe they just have a sweeper and they were like, okay, well, if my opponent puts 2 Lords into play, I don't really care because I can just sweep the board. I mean, they don't usually play Anger of the Gods. I guess they could have Clarion. Yeah, so this has got to be Clarion. Yeah, I guess I should have seen that coming because that was just a bait. That's why they pushed. They pushed to get me to overcommit more to the Ren. That's a good play by them. I should have seen that coming. I'm gonna choose no because I can just cast Svyelun and then just hold up the Vial. Yeah. Yeah, it was just pretty obvious they had a sweeper. Given, yeah, I don't know. I should not have made that play. Given that they went push into Ren, it's just, and why you might be asking yourself why is that obvious? So the reason if they had push and Ren in their hand, there's no way they would ever push a Silvergill Adept when they have a Ren and 6 in play because they would just go Ren minus, right? So the only way that they would go push into Ren plus is if they wanted me to overcommit more to the board, which would be because I have to play 2 Lords in order to kill the Ren. And if they have the sweeper, they're like, well, I don't mind trading a Fatal Push if my opponent commits more into the sweeper. So it was just very obvious they had the Clarion. I should have read through it. It was kind of face up. I'm actually gonna tick this up now so I can hold up Svyelun. Do I want to play around Fatal Push? I don't know if that I can afford to play around Fatal Push. I'm not going to. Alright, they didn't have Fatal Push. That is good for me, because now I have essentially 5 power here. Looks like they have Omnath. So with the Omnath trigger on the stack, I can play Trickster. So it has no abilities. Which means now if they play lands, they don't get the landfall triggers on their turn. That's why I'm doing that. But... oh, so they're just dead? They didn't have push last turn. Yeah, they're just dead. Cool. So I think I messed that game up pretty badly when I should have just realized that it was pretty obvious they had the Wrath. But thankfully we did not get punished. Looks good to me. Put him most to 6. Yeah, I guess this hand's okay. You got turn 1 Vial. Turn 2 Tick Up Vial plus hold up Force. Maybe put in Mistbinder. Yeah, this hand looks okay. What land am I leading on? I think my life total just doesn't really matter that much in this matchup. Question is if they have random by forcing it. I don't think so, even though it's pretty bad for me. Okay, they have tap land, that's good. Tap land I'm okay with. Just play a Mutavault. I don't want to play anything. I could have played Mutavault on turn 1, I guess. Maybe attacked on turn 2. But if they have Teferi, if they have Fatal Push, that's kind of bad for me, so. This looks like Teferi. Black, red, white. Vindicate the Vial. I don't think I'm going to force that. But I will. Oh, man. They have 4 cards. No, I don't think forcing that's good. I'd rather save a force for a Bring to Light, I think. Question is, do I want to sack the Grove here? No, I don't. Okay, let's untap. Suspend is actually not a terrible draw. I'm going to cast Mistbinder here, so I can shove for 3. Can hold up Force. Although if they have Omnath, I can't force it, which kind of stinks. Nothing. I like that. Nothing is good for me. Okay, Grove. What's the play here? They're at 16. Just play a Lord. And don't attack with Mutavault. And then hold up Suspend plus Force of Negation. Or I could play a Lord and attack with Mutavault. But then I don't have Suspend up. How relevant is having Suspend up? I think I'm just going to play a Lord and attack with both. I think I like this. I probably should have played this Lord, now that I think about it. Red, white. Helix, the Mistbinder. They're on 3 cards. I think I'm going to suspend it. That also means they don't gain life, which I like. So now they go to 13 and we still have Force up. So hopefully they just slam Bring to Light here. We can just go Force, untap, animate, Mutavault, shove with everything. If they have Niv and not Bring to Light, it's a lot worse for me, but hopefully they just have Bring to Light. It's not Omnath, because they probably would have played Omnath first. Please be Bring to Light, please be Bring to Light, please be Bring to Light. Damn it. That's not good for me. Alright, so they got a Kaya's Guile, a Lightning Helix, and a Kolaghan's Command. It's not a ton. Wait, they have an island. That is notable. They're at 13. Are they dead? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They go to 2. They go to 2, and then I hold up Force Negation. But they have 2 removal spells, right? Because they can cast Helix and Gate Command on this Lord. But I mean, putting them to 2 is pretty good. Nice island. So they go to 2. Well, actually, no, because Kolaghan's Command does not kill the Lord of Atlantis. So the only thing they have that kills Lord is Helix. So I force the Helix and we should be good, right? Unless they drew to Fairy. I mean, I'm definitely forcing this. Because we know they have Kazgal, Bring to Light, K Command. None of those get them out of this. Because K Command does not kill this. Kazgal, I'll just sacrifice probably this. I mean, they can gain 4 life, make me sack. Nope, they're still dead, because I would just sack the Commit a Speaker, get a Mistbinder, animate Mutavault Shove. So gain 4 life, sack doesn't do it. I think we're good. I think we are good. Maybe Vindicate? No, Vindicate wouldn't do it, because then there's still a 2. I just attacked them with 4 creatures. Because remember, we also have a Mistbinder coming off next turn. Won the game because my Niv opponent drew probably their only island. Maybe they have more than one island, but they can't. They probably don't have that many islands. And they didn't even fetch it, they just drew it. That's the best part. So now Helix doesn't even do it, right? Yeah, I was going to say Helix wouldn't even do it there because they would go Helix, go up to 5, and I would still have 4 attackers with the Mistbinder coming in. So that was a sweet match. I think this is generally probably a pretty bad matchup for Merfolk, but we got there, 2-0. Hope you enjoyed the games. See you back in just a little bit. Round number 3. All right, everybody, back here for round number 3. Merfolk League, we're 2-0. Let's see if we can keep it going. Looks like our opponent has a companion. They have a Luris. So Luris means a lot of 1-for-1 trades. Normally, this hand would kind of not be the best if you're trying to race. But Luris meaning a lot of 1-for-1s, and we have 2 Silver Gills, which is 2-for-1s. I think I'm actually going to keep this hand. I think I'm only keeping this hand because they revealed Luris. If they didn't reveal a companion, I think I would mulligan this hand. But I think this hand is decent against Luris. It looks like they're maybe Burn. Yeah, it looks like Burn. Traditionally a pretty bad matchup for Merfolk. We'll reveal them the Mistbinder because they already know about it from the guide. They attack a 100% block every single time. And the next turn we can just play Svyelun, which they have to spend 2 cards to kill it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we're in a good spot this game. Being on the play definitely helps. I think on the draw, maybe, I don't know, I still might keep that on the draw. I'm just going to take my blocks whenever I can. Seal of Fire. Okay. And we just slam Svyelun. Well, drawing a second copy means I'm almost certainly slamming the first one, because if they use 2 spells to kill the first one, then I just slam the second one. And then it's really good for me. The second copy of Svyelun I actually think was a good draw. Unless they just ignore this one. Which is also something they could do. Okay, so we're going to do some math here. Play 2 Lords, go to 11. Assuming they don't kill a Lord with Seal of Fire, they probably will, though. This is awkward. So we go Lord, Lord. I'm at 11. They kill a Lord with the other one on the stack. They take 4, go to 13. Oh, they actually can't, right? Because this has Speller ability, right? Okay, never mind. They can't do that. Okay, I'm just going to play 2 Lords then. And then I guess I'm not going to play anything else. I just hope that they don't present 11 damage. I don't think I can afford to not play 2 Lords here. I think I got to play my cards, even though I have to take 4 damage. I now probably don't have to play any more spells, though. I wonder if they chump block. They might actually just chump block here. That makes sense. Because if they take it... I guess they only need 3 spells to kill me anyways, so they take it to go to 12. Even if the Eidolon's still in play, they only need to play 3 spells. Chump block is reasonable. I'm not sure what they're going to do. Okay, they decided to take it, which fine with. I mean, I'm probably dead, but I don't really think there was many options I had. That could end up being a really good draw. I'm going to attack first. Hope I draw Force of Negation. Force of Negation would be a nutso draw. Force might win me the game if I draw it, because they're going to chump block this turn. And then I think I'm just going to Chalice on 2, because I'm pretty sure if they had 1 mana spells, they would have played them. So they take 6. They go to 6. Yeah, I'm going to Chalice on 2 here, I think. I'm not sure what's right, but... And then I'll still play the Tide Shaper. There's a good chance I'm still dead, but... So if they have 2 mana spells here, they can cast them. So they go to 4. I go to 3. So we just need to hope they don't draw a spell. Alright, your go. Don't draw a spell, please. Or draw a 2 mana spell. 3. Rats. Okay. I don't think there was much I could have done there. Alright, Chalice good. Curse Totem bad, Relic bad. Mistcaller bad, Suspend potentially good, Force is good. And this might be good. So these are bad. Considering these, definitely want the Force and the Chalice. What's bad against them? Svyelun is good, but it's kind of slow. I don't think you need the 4th copy. Drawing Vial is very important against Eidolon, so I want to keep all the Vials. Basically, I'm not touching any of these spells, so we gotta cut creatures. These spells are all good. They'll be cut like... Maybe just cut all the Tricksters? And then bring in Tidebinders? Yeah, like that. I think I like Tidebinder in the play, Suspend in the draw. If we have Vial in the play, we don't care too much about Eidolon. Yeah, this hand's actually really good. I'm definitely down to keep this. Sure, opponents... Oh, I think they misclicked on their Luris. Whoops. Probably not going to matter in a matchup like this, but it is unfortunate that I think they misclicked. I don't think it generally matters in these matchups, but these just seem like pure races. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Cavern there in case I... No. Because I don't really want to run out the Master. I am going to just kick a Tide Shaper, though. Try and mana screw them a little bit. Let's see what they have. Now they can't play any double red cards unless they kill it first, which I'm okay with. Now that they have Eidolon. Looks like it. Alright, make sure to tap the right one. I now never have to play a spell the rest of the game, because I have Aether Vial. Okay, they have conceded. Interesting. I guess they maybe were a little tilted that they misclicked on the Luris. Alright, so we're on the draw. Do I want Suspend on the draw? Chalice is much worse than the draw, but I think I still have to keep it in. We could look at Suspend, we could look at the Tricksters. I wonder if maybe I want to cut all the Svyluns on the draw, because it's just too slow. But it is really hard to kill. So if we get into a position where we're playing a game about them killing creatures, Svyelun is really good, because it's hard to kill and it provides card advantage. So I think I should still keep them, even on the draw. Alright, I'm going to go with this. Not sure if that's right, but... it's what we are going with. Alright, they remembered the Luris this time, or they didn't misclick. Well, Vial into Chalice is not too bad. I think I'm willing to keep this hand. Alright. Turn 1 Goblin Guide. Burn always has it. It's kind of like Yorion players and Aether Vial. Burn players and Goblin Guide are kind of the same thing. They just always have it on turn 1. Alright, we got a Cavern. I'll take that. Suspend Rift Bolts. I'll play Chalice here. This is tough. So Chalice on 1. They could have a Bolt in response, so I'd go to 13. The Rift Bolt puts me to 10. The Guide puts me to 8 unless I chump block with Tide Shaper. This is tough. This is really tough. I feel like I have to play the Chalice. I just kind of hope that it works out. I'm going to play it. I don't know if this is right, but it doesn't feel great either way. Yeah, alright, they don't have the Bolt in response, which is not too bad. So we'll go to 13 off the Rift Bolt. And then 11 off of the attack. Hopefully they just spend their turn putting Lurrus in their hand. That we can maybe beat. Alright, Silvergill on top. Alright, well, this is not a bad spot, all things considered. So take that up to 2. Okay, do I double Lord or do I Silvergill? Kind of want to just double Lord, if I'm being honest. Yeah, let's just double Lord. Let's just put the pressure on. Slam for 3. Because their ones are shut off, and a lot of the spells that kill creatures are 1 mana. There's another Lord on top. Kind of want to just take 2 here. Yeah, let's just take 2. Because if we block, they can kill the other Lord. I guess this is... go to 9. If they have Searing Blaze, we go to 6. Then Borrow's Charm puts us to 2. Helix the Lord. Okay. They have another Helix, maybe? Oh, I misclicked. I meant to keep that on 2. That was really bad. Uh-oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, that was really bad. I meant to keep that on 2. That might cost me the game. Yeah, that's probably going to cost me the game. Unfortunate. Just not really thinking about it. Yeah, that's almost certainly going to cost me the game. Oh boy. I don't know, I just kind of brain farted there. I'm so used to hitting yes on it. They're shocked. Well, we have to block, so I'll block. Well, now I can Chalice on 2. Maybe this actually isn't that bad. I'm definitely Chalicing on 2. Red. Searing Blaze, the Mistbinder, that's fine. What's this? Red. Searing Blaze, something else? You got it. No. Alright, so now 1s and 2s are shut off. So the only spells they can cast are Rift Bolts. They can cast Lurrus, but Lurrus only gets back Goblin Guide, so I think that's fine. But yeah, Rift Bolts and Skewers. That's all that's left. No. Imager Force of Negation, which we can hold up if we so choose. This is super awkward. This vial being on 3 is really, really unfortunate. Because now, yeah, now if I play a 2-drop, if I have to force, I have to pitch something, which I guess is fine. I guess that's okay. I think I might even just offer the trade of Munivault. Kind of okay if they want to take that trade. Just 3. It's a little aggressive attacking with both. I don't even know if they can afford to make that trade. We'll see. Yeah, everything about this game, I like the way I played this game up until the point where I just randomly put a counter on my Vial for no reason. Alright. We're okay, though. We are okay. I'm 100% blocking. That's happening. No. Okay. That's good. Now we can go green, blue, and just hold up force. So they go to 9, and then we should be good next turn. Alright. I tried to lose this game by ticking up the Vial, but I think we are still fine. Alright, well, a little mishap there with the Vial, but looks like they bricked off and we locked him out with Chalice. So that was a pretty sweet match. I do think Bird is generally somewhat of a close matchup for Merfolk. So hope you enjoyed the games. I'll see you back in just a little bit for number 4. Alrighty, YouTube. We're back here, round number 4 of Merfolk. We're 3-0. 3-0 with the Fish Squad. So this hand is basically all 2-drops. I mean, I could play this on turn 1, but you don't really get a ton of mileage out of it if you play it on turn... Excuse me, play it on turn 1. I think this hand might be a mulligan. It's just a little too slow. Alright, well, this is kind of the same hand. So I guess I'll keep this one. Given that I have 2 Lords, I think I'm just going to run this out there on turn 1. Feels kind of bad, but... If they're playing islands, then it gets pumped, so it's not too bad. There we go. Sleight of hand. Is this Storm? Storm can't be that good of a matchup. Alright, well, beatdowns. I don't know that this hand's going to be fast enough to beat Storm. We will see. What do we have for sideboard against Storm? We have Force of Negation, Chalice, Relic. Okay. Well, we drew a Chalice. We can upkeep Trickster the Electromancer and just hope that that's good enough. And we can maybe set up Chalice on 2 if we find a land. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. They also might block. I doubt it. So I'm trickstering this on upkeep because this will no longer have abilities. Yeah, they had the remand. Alright, well that's unfortunate. So they're probably dead. But if that resolved, then their Electromancer would have no abilities, which means they wouldn't get the cost reduction for this turn. Alright. So we're kind of in the same spot. I could put them to 2, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I think I'd rather just do this and hope they don't have a remand again. I think that play makes sense to me. They did have another remand. And probably dead. First day of class. Revealing... What does this do? 2 mana, search for a basic land, reveal, put in your hand, and shuffle, you gain 2 life. Interesting, okay. Oh, so they have first day of class plus empty the Warrens? That's kind of cute. I haven't seen this yet. Oh yeah, we're just dead, right? Yeah, we're definitely dead. That's kind of awesome. That was impressive. Alright, that was impressive. Okay. Chalice good. They didn't even use the graveyard, but I think Relic is usually pretty good. Force is definitely good. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in the Relics. I don't think this is a Silvergill matchup. You're not trying to play that kind of game. And Svyelun's kind of slow. Just have maximum interaction and our best curve. Could cut more Svyelun's, I guess, but... I have not seen first day of class plus empty the Warrens. It's kind of cool. Do I want to bring in Suspend just for Electromancer? I don't think so. I think Force plus Chalice is probably enough. The only awkward thing about Chalice is you kind of have to Chalice on 2, because Chalice on 1 doesn't really accomplish much against them. Most of their deck is like set up. Their 1s are set up, right? So they cast 1s in the first couple turns, and then the Electromancer play a bunch of 2s. But if you Chalice on 1 when they have an Electromancer in play, they can likely just kill you by casting a bunch of 2s. So usually not. Chalice on 1 usually is not good enough. If you're on the play and you play it on turn 2, maybe, because they might not. It stops a lot of their setup spells, but like Serum Vision, Sleight of Hand, Opt. But I would say for the most part, you're aiming to put it on 2, if at all possible. Now, granted, you might not have enough time for that, but... Alright, opponent is tanking on the sideboard. So we're just waiting for them. Alright, here we go. Game 2. We got a Vial. We got some 2-drops, but no interaction. I think this hand's actually not good enough. Okay. I guess I will keep this. I don't love it, but... We can go turn 1, commit a Speaker. I can put back the second Mutavault. Turn 1 Speaker, turn 2 Shaper plus Relic. Just kind of give him the beatdowns a little bit. Turn 3, activate Mutavault, shove, hold up Relic. Not even sure that Relic is very good against them, because they didn't use the graveyard game 1 to kill us, but... Okay, so Mutavault, Relic, Relic-U. Attack for 2. Next turn, attack for 6, hold up Relic. May or may not be good enough. The awkward part is now, if we draw Force of Negation, I don't have a blue card to pitch, so we can't cast it. Alright, they got Brawl. Speak of the Devil. And I don't even have a blue source in place, so I can't even represent it. I can do this though. Just shove. Oh, what I can do is I can cycle Relic of Progenitus and try and spike a blue card that way. Okay. Which I might do. Depending on what they cast. I'm gonna let that go. Put a card on top. Do I counter, or do I even try to counter this? Wow, this is so tough. If I don't counter, let's say I draw a blue card, right? Well, if I don't try to fight over this, they can make 2 red and have double ritual, and then even if I force a ritual, they can have another ritual. Just like, what am I saving force for if not for this? I guess they could just have a land and a ritual. I'm gonna let it go. Doesn't feel very good, but well, if I let the first one go, I should probably let this one go. Although now they could just play empty. Maybe just let them empty and hope I draw an Island Walk Lord. Alright, I'll let it go. Does not feel good, but 10. Yeah, so now they can go first day of class plus empty. It's not good. Matchup feels tough. Feels like you're just like a turn too short and you don't have that much meaningful interaction. Maybe they just have a bunch of Past in Flames and maybe they can't win through the Relic, but they won through the Relic game 1 pretty easily. So, or they won without their graveyard game 1 pretty easily, excuse me. Which is why I was hesitant to bring in Relic in the first place, but these decks usually do have gifts plus Past in Flames. Abrade the Tide Shaper, and they're just going to cast empty. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Alright, well, if I draw an Island Walk Lord, then this isn't the worst, because then we have a 2-turn clock, and they only have 10 damage. So we're going to try and find an Island Walk Lord. Alright, we found a Force. Island Walk Lord? Nope. There we go. So this is still a 2-turn clock, right? Because they go to 7. No, we only have 6 here. Okay, so we need to find another Lord. But we can force something this turn, and then hopefully just draw a Lord. I'm not going to force that. I will force a Ritual. I think I am priced into forcing a Ritual. I'll definitely have to force that. They have Remand. Nope. Alright, so now we need a Lord. We need a Lord. Lordy lordy. So they probably have to leave back, like, 1 token in a Brawl, maybe? No? I feel like I would leave back the Brawl, or one more token, I think. Because now they just lose to Suspend. Rats. Okay. Well. Not dead. Technically. Technically. So they're gonna 1. Like Commander Speaker. 2 blockers. Take 8, go to 2. Hope they don't have a bolt. Did I miss a point of damage this game somewhere? I feel like I didn't. I don't think I did. Attack with Tide Shaper. So turn 1, 2. Turn 2, Relic plus attack. And then attack with 3 things. They block them with the Brawl. Yeah, I don't think I missed a point of damage this game. Close game. Very close game. I could have maybe tried to fight over something with the Force Negation the turn that I said that if I draw a blue card I could fight, and I chose not to draw a card. Maybe I could have fought over like one of the Metamorphoses or something, but or I guess fight over the Bolt. But then I wouldn't have had the Force on. Yeah, but then I wouldn't have been able to force the Bolt on the Lord. And if the Lord dies, then I have no outs, basically. I need the Lord to win this game. Oh, alright, they bricked. I didn't think I was going to win that game. That was a very tight game. Alright, I'm kind of off these relics, not going to lie. Kind of off these relics. Especially now that they've seen them. But, like, if I board out relic, what am I bringing in instead? This is non-token, right? Yeah, non-token, so that does not stop empty. Suspend. Suspend just does not seem like where I want to be. Silvergill, eh. None of these options seem particularly great. I'm just going to submit this. I mean, I would have to imagine they have Past in Flame somewhere in their deck. Ugh. 2 vials and a chalice. Sand seems kind of bad. I'm going to ship it. Alright, so this hand has some beatdowns and a force. I think I just put back Svyelun because it's really slow. Yeah. Beatdowns plus force. Hope that's good enough. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna lead on Kumena's Speaker. Yeah, Kumena's Speaker. Well, this is awkward. Because I have this stupid Mutavault. I would like to draw a colored source of mana. Well, alright, kick this. I got nothing else to do. They have a remand, probably. Alright, target your thing. They're gonna bolt my guy. Bolt my homie. Oh, braid. Alright, 1. Uno damage. You got it. Really need a colored source of mana. If I draw a blue, or if I draw a blue source, like if I draw a colored source of mana, I'm just slamming Svyelun. Yeah. Oops. Because now they don't have remand up. They can kill it. It hasn't been indestructible yet, but alright, 2. 15. And now we got what appears to be a 2-turn clock. 5, 10, yeah. 2-turn clock with a force. Hope that's good enough. Do they have gifts here? Don't want to hold up hardcast force. Because if I tap out for a creature, they can just cast the gifts. This is tough. What if I just let gifts resolve and then I can fight over... Yeah, I'm just going to let gifts resolve. And then I can just fight over the Past in Flames. I'm just going to slam a Mistbinder. If they remand it, that's more than fine. I don't mind that. Just going to attack for 7. Okay, I draw a card. I'm choosing to fetch now. Probably casting the gifts. Red, blue. They're lightning bolting the Kumena Speaker or the Mistbinder. Yeah, that's okay. I can live with that. They also going to bolt the Speaker. Sure. This I am actually okay with. Yeah, that's not that bad. They have 3 cards, we still have force. Next turn I can play Lord, attack for 4, put them to 7, have a 2-turn clock. I'm going to let that go. I do not mind our spot at all. I would say our spot is actually pretty good. Surprisingly. Because even if they have a big empty here, we can just play Lord of Atlantis. They can't block the Svyelun. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, do they have Grape Shot? Maybe I'm supposed to counter that. They have Bolt. Okay, I'm going to fight over this, I think. So they only have 2 cards left. I'm going to play Mistbinder. You go to 7. I think I'll also play Tideshaper. Target their mountain. So I have to play Mistbinder there because if they have like a sorcery speed removal spell and they have to kill this, like if they go sorcery speed removal spell into empty, I'd rather have this one left over so they can't block. You know what I mean? Because their plan to survive includes playing empty, and they don't know that I have stuff that says my creatures become unblockable, so. Alright, they cast Serum, put 1 on top, 1 on bottom. They said misclick 3 or force game 2. Alright, we got him, I guess. Sweet. Cool. 4-0 with the fish. That means it's time for a trophy match. Yeah, fish felt pretty good. I think that matchup is pretty bad, so I don't know what their misclick was in game 2, but in any case, 4-0. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 5. Alrighty, YouTube. We're 4-0 back here for round number 5. Merfolk time. We're on the draw. Opponent kept 7. This hand has a nice little curve of 1, 2, 3, and we have a Grove, and we have a Mutable. So it looks like a 4-lander, and it is a 4-lander, but we have 2 sort of utility lands here, so I think I'm actually okay keeping this. Opponent keeps 7. I remember them seeing a result from them that they were playing the blue-red Asmo food deck. So, I think this might be a tough matchup, but we'll see. Player commit a speaker. Let's see if they're still playing that deck. They didn't have a play on turn 1. They kept 7 cards, didn't play anything on turn 1, so we shall see. Tarn and nothing. I like that. Oh. So I could just play a Chalice here. Is that better than playing an Adept? They did nothing in the first 2 turns. Let's play an island and go to attacks and see what they do. I want to play my island first so this gets pumped. See if they choose to kill this in combat, maybe. I feel like it's just better to run out the Chalice. This is close. They could have Counterspell, and if I'm playing around specifically Counterspell, I'd rather just play the Adept, because we have Cavernous Souls, they can't counter it. Yeah, maybe this is just better. I'm not going to show them that I have Svyelun next turn. I don't want them to know that that's coming. Not that there's much they can really do about it anyways, because we have Cavern, but... Okay. Let's see if I get punished for not playing Chalice here. Okay, so they're not playing the Asmo food deck. Oh, are they playing Rhinos? I could have Chalice on 0. I didn't think about Rhinos. I mean, I don't think there was ever a world where I was going to Chalice on 0. If I played Chalice, it was going to be Chalice on 1. But, yeah, this is unfortunate. Well, now that we know what we're playing against, now we can just Chalice next game. But, might be a little tough to beat these Rhinos now. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So we can go... Just play Chalice in 0. We'll wait to the party. Had I known what I was playing against, I would have just played that, but... So I can add it plus Tide Shaper. Then try and, like, trade off for some Rhinos, maybe. Or I could just play Svyelun. It's probably better to just play Svyelun, honestly. Doesn't do a ton, but it blocks Shardless Agent. If we find a Lord, we can get it to a 4/5 and start breaking their Rhinos. Take 8, that's fine. Don't think I can afford to block yet. Alright, well, there's a Lord. I'm going to play this one first, because the Lord's uncounterable. But I'm not going to show them we have the Lord, because I showed them the Tide Shaper last turn, so they already know about that. So I'm at 11. Can I attack here? Maybe I actually can. And then just take 8 on the backswing? Or just even, I could even trade here. Yeah, what if I just attack? They have an island, so I think attacking is fine. I guess this is awkward if they have Borrower on Master. So they can, like, bounce the Master and trade, maybe. But they can't cast Rhinos here, so I'm not worried about that. Alright. Maybe this isn't bad. Maybe this is not too bad. Because I don't mind taking 8 here. Taking 8's fine. Okay, well I am going to block the Shardless Agent. I am going to go do that and go to 3. I'm not going to block with Master, though. But now even if they have a removal spell, I have the Mutavault, right? So I just go Animate Mutavault attack with everything. If they kill this, it's still 3... Oh, I guess it's only 7. Right, so if they kill this, it's only 7 damage. Okay, maybe that's bad. Yeah, because they can like Fire Ice or bounce this, and they only take 7. I guess I could have went to 1 there and just hope they didn't have a Bone Crusher or a Fire Ice. Never mind, they conceded. Dope. Alright, now that we know who we're playing against, Chalice coming in, Chalice on 0, Relic's bad, Mistcaller only stops non-token, Suspend is somewhat decent, Force is not bad either. These also both sort of deal with one of the rhinos, so it might be okay to bring those in. What's bad in this matchup? Trickster, I'm not a huge fan of. Maybe a Suspend is actually bad, because it only deals with one of the rhinos. So, like, it's kind of hard to try and fight over that, you know? And then maybe cut a Cometa Speaker. I mean, I guess both of these also only deal with one of the rhinos. But at least this is a creature that deals with the rhinos, as opposed to Suspend, which is just 1 mana deal with half of a spell. At least this thing leaves a body around. So maybe I just trim on Speaker, bring in the 2 Harbingers. Try that. Yeah, I like that. The body on Cometa Speaker is a little bit worse. Okay. This hand's risky. But we're on the draw. And I have a Chalice and a Force. Alright. I probably shouldn't keep this hand, but I'm going to. If this hand draws a land, I think it's quite good. They mulled the 5. It's just hard to mulligan a hand with Chalice and Force against these decks. Okay. Best draw on the deck. Just kidding. Alright, pass. Alright, land please. Land please. Nope. Alright, well, I kept the speculative hand. Probably going to get punished for it. Land. Come on, land. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. This is not good. This is going to be an interesting game. Opponent's also missing land drops. Ooh, that's a good draw. They're probably going to force it, though. Actually, they probably cut Force of Negation, right? Yeah, I was going to say, they almost certainly would cut Force of Negation in this matchup. Alright, now we can start doing stuff. Well, they can start doing stuff, too. Is this like a Shardless Agent? Just as a 3-mana 2/2? Blue, red, blue. Bone Crusher Giant. Alright, that's fine. Can live with that. Land, please. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's lead on this one. I have enough lords to the point where I don't really mind if they start killing off my lords. Like, I could hold it and try and get these out of 2 damage like Bone Crusher range, but my hand is just a pile of lords, so I think it's fine to do it this way. I'm just going to take 4. I could Violent Cometa Speaker and try and block. However, if I block with Cometa Speaker and then they kill the Mistbinder, I just lose them both. So I'd rather not do that. They're going to stop the Mistbinder. I'm probably going to fight over this. Maybe I fight and just pitch Svyelun. Might be a little greedy, but because then I could just deploy 2 more lords to get them out of anger range too. Okay, they suspended a Footfalls. Yeah, so now I can play 2 more lords, and then even if they have Anger of the Gods, it doesn't do anything. So we should be fine. Back for 9, they go to 8. Anger doesn't do anything. Should be good. Not sure what they could have here. Forest, they can't cast Cryptic. Anger doesn't do anything. I think we may have done it. 5-0 with Merfolk? Merfolk great again, perhaps? Question mark? Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to choose not to take up my vial. No. I would like to go to my attack step. What is my opponent doing? I will attack before blocks. I will violate another lord. And I'm doing this so that they can't block the master. Should be good enough. So now what they can do is they can bounce, yeah, I was going to say they can bounce the master, but then they're still just dead. Cool. Nice little 5-0 with Merfolk. Yet another trophy to add to the collection. Parting thoughts on the deck. Merfolk felt pretty good. I've never been a huge fan of Merfolk, but Svyelun did feel pretty powerful. Gives you some nice source of card advantage. It's really hard to kill, too, because it's a 3-4 even if you don't have a lord, so it doesn't die to bolt face up. And also, if you have 2 other Merfolk, they can't kill it, and they have to spend mana to kill your other creatures. It's just, it provides there's a ton of text on the card, and it's really powerful. So, if you're a big fan of Merfolk, this is a good place to start. I would certainly look into this if you enjoy playing the Fishies. But yeah, nice little another 5-0, and I hope if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed the content. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.